Economic development, city infrastructure, and the economy represent major campaign themes for the three candidates hoping to fill the most critical seat in Belvidere. WIFR News reporter Sydney Stoffregan learns from each mayoral candidate about what issues they believe are top of mind.
I care about Belvidere.
I want to work for the people.
I do believe that I could make the biggest change here.
These are the men on the April 1st consolidated general election ballot for Belvidere's mayor. Incumbent Clint Morris says his achievements are stepping stones to future investments.
I represent growth in this community, good growth.
When asked for examples, Morris points to recent economic development from large corporations to various food chains.
The icing on the cake has been Stellantis. I was always optimistic, but I was always a realist. And I was hopeful that they would reopen, and they have. They're going to bring back 1,660 jobs here.
Former Mayor Fred Brereton wouldn't call his return to the ballot a comeback story, rather a chance to restore teamwork.
It starts with the city council and gaining and building some trust.
He wants to expand dialogue between city council members and those they represent.
Council can share their views and their thoughts and the challenges that they're facing. And the community can also have an opportunity to share their wants and needs.
Current council member John Albertini believes the current leadership views issues through a narrow lens.
I wanted to get things done that I saw weren't being done.
And he says he'll target challenges residents face every day.
I'd like to see about getting the sidewalks replaced throughout the city, which I'm sure I can do.
In Belvidere, Sydney Stoffregan, WIFR News.
Early voting for the consolidated general election starts today in Boone County. For polling locations and times, visit the city's official website.